I think we need to cheer ourselves up a bit after that. How about a good funeral? There's nothing better than a great send-off. Let me introduce you to Marjorie. Not all sacrifices are as dramatic as Alice Nutter's. Marjorie has had a happy life and a long, successful marriage to Douglas. Successful because, like many married women, she made it her life's work to keep her husband happy, putting his wishes first. And she, Marjorie, gradually faded away, became just Mrs. Douglas Perkins. An ordinary life, filled with years of small sacrifices, but with little drama, until...
The funeral. Well, this is unusual. At first, it's most disappointing. You don't expect to have this sort of thing happen as you say your last goodbyes. We're all too embarrassed and taken aback to even acknowledge it is happening. It's not customary to turn up for the party to find the host has gone AWOL. Douglas is always in a rush. No patience. But this is premature even for him. Oh, the times when I just wanted 5 minutes more to enjoy the view. 5 minutes to powder my nose. 2 minutes more of, well, you know what I mean. Here's your hat, what's your hurry? I used to say, you should have that on your gravestone. He said I should have, keep up, Marjorie, on mine. I like a good sing. So does Douglas. He has a pleasant light baritone, always slightly ahead of the beat. Light opera, Gilbert and Sullivan, that sort of thing. Musicals too. Our records are well used. I'm accustomed to listening to them through that crackle of scratches. The hills are alive for 1,000 years. Doesn't sound right without that jump. I want to get one of those CD players, but Douglas says our record player is perfectly adequate. It's funny what you get used to, what you put up with. A perfectly adequate life. We didn't have children. I often feel I already have one to look after. Douglas doesn't like being on his own. Isn't great at keeping his own company. Likes to have me there by his side. He wants to go to the post office to tax the car, but it's a miserable, grey, gusty day, and I want to stay in to listen to the Archers. So with a bit of a sulk, off he goes. The jaunty accordion themes just started when the phone rings. Mr. Sandu from the post office, come quick, he's not well. He wasn't. I should have gone with him. His last view of the world would have been of me, not strangers crowding round, or the scuffed lino tiles on the shop floor. He always wanted to rush things. The young priest is very kind. He tells me it's his first cremation. I think it means the first cremation he's officiated at. We choose the hymns and a bit from Carousel to round it off. You'll never walk alone. I'm not sure about that. Who wouldn't walk alone? Douglas? I'm not ready for that particular stroll just yet. Still in a haze, the shock I expect. The service seems to get arranged. Everyone's informed. All the official stuff sorted. The car gets taxed. This is another trip he'll have to take on his own. The day of the funeral is another grey, gusty day. We have to wait outside the creme for the previous service to end and then hurry in for our slot. Douglas would have approved of the haste. The coffin is set on its plinth, centre stage. Music plays through the speakers as we take our seats. The priest, taking his position at the lectern, presses the control to fade it out. It continues to play, now accompanied by a mechanical churning sound, and Douglas starts to descend through the gap opening under the plinth. The young priest frantically presses every button, but Douglas continues his exit. There are gasps and giggles. There's no reverse button. There's no spectre at this feast. We all gamely carry on with our formalities, the priest improvising to minimise the awkwardness of having no body to send on its way. I half expect the chapel doors to crash open and 4 red-faced men, hot and out of breath, bringing in the coffin, rescued from the flames. But no, we press on regardless of the absence of our main player. And so it continues, just staying on the safe side of hysteria, until Douglas's niece approaches the lectern for her reading. One of those feel-good poems aimed at easing the loss. She starts well, but is almost immediately beset by a giggle in her voice. Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only... And the giggle turns into a snort and a high-pitched, strangulated aria of the words, I have only slipped away into the next room. There's a groundswell of giggles, coughs, and then an irrepressible tsunami of hilarity. The feel-good poem does its job. We get to the end, perhaps not with the dignity we'd imagined, but with another happy memory of our time with Douglas. Or, to be accurate, without Douglas. I think he would have liked it. He hated having to hang around waiting for others. I might just take things a little more slowly now. Chill, as the young people say. I like the freedom of doing things at my own pace. Now I've discovered something called Spotify. It's wonderful hearing music without that background crackle. You don't even have to buy records, you know. You can listen to anything you like. I've discovered Ed Sheeran. Rather like him. And a whole new world of musicals. My friend Brenda has got me going to the weekly pensioners' film with tea and biscuits. The Greatest Showman, Mamma Mia, the new A Star is Born. We're even thinking about trying out the mindfulness class at the church hall. And maybe a Mediterranean cruise. Douglas would have hated that. I do miss him, of course. I hope that he's finding plenty to keep him busy. And that I keep him waiting for a long time. I've got a lot of living to do. Life is marvellous, don't you think?